for the record, Reese, I'm not mad that West Virginia's in the game. I just give them a lot of shit because I fucking can. Welcome back to This Week in College Football, or whatever the fuck we're going to call this show going forward. Today, a little unorthodox, as there wasn't a whole lot. I mean, there was a lot of college football news, but there was also some really, really massive news in college football video games. Before I go any further, let me introduce you to my co-hosts tonight. We have, of course, as always, a logical Canadian, and joining us from the start this time, Alan Neto the third, with a little bit less hair than I have right now.
Yeah, I had to shave it recently because it was like I had enough. Fucking shit's already growing back. Like,
There you go.
not just up here, but also up here too. I really
Hey,
got to work on this.
hey, enjoy it while you can, man. I'm
Also, Akbar
turning.
fan, I think you just followed me on Twitter. So if that's you, thank you.
Yes, Akbar. Hey, guys, everybody, Akbar's here. So just so we're clear, Akbar's fucking.
Oh yeah, it's the same handle and everything. Yep, it's you. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Reese. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I tried my best to at least just describe the history, but I mean, your history is the history of West Virginia is just so easily dunked on. Like I couldn't help myself. That video still gets like 100 views every 2 days.
West
So,
Virginia is best known for two things: as a state, getting a lot of drugs, and for having a famous country song. So
which I got copyrighted to shit over when I played that fucking radio filled one at the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. You're fine, Akbar. You're fine. I keep it pretty chill here. And I think how about this, Akbar? How about next week I have you on and just be you and me next week. And we might have one or two other guys in here, but how about you join me next week on the show and we'll have you on.
Woo.
We'll plan that one out. How's that sound? If you're cool with that, then we'll do it. Appreciate you as always, man. So anyway, we are going to go ahead and kind of dive into it, get some of the good shit out of the way. Armstrong, Addy, hello, ladies.
So
and
who's the
gentlemen.
lady?
Where the fuck? Yeah, where are the women at? It's a goddamn sausage fest.
I think I see one right here.
Breaking news: next week, Akbar fan will join us on the live stream. Can't wait for that. It's gonna be exciting. All right, so obviously we got a couple of things that we're gonna get to in this stream, but I think we just need to go ahead and get the elephant out of the closet. EA Sports College Football 25 is back, baby. Yeah. And I'm going to go solo for a second because I showed these two before I came on, but I kind of made a purchase today. And you were looking at some gameplay of NCAA College Football 2003 from a brand new PlayStation 2 that I bought this afternoon. So that wasn't in honor of anything. I just felt like going back and reliving my childhood during the stream, if you don't mind. If you guys are cool with that, don't fucking at me. So, but anyway, college football video games are back. If you don't know, where the fuck have you been? Last week, I think it was on Thursday, EA Sports dropped their preview trailer of EA College Football 25. It does not have the NCAA licensing, but it did license individually with seemingly all of the goddamn schools in FBS, possibly a few in FCS too. That's to be determined. So I kind of just want to shoot the shit about the video game for the next God knows how long and see what we are going to be doing here. Maybe talk about some of our favorite football games over the years and what we could kind of ask for and hope for in the future with the college football 25. So let's get a couple of things out of the way. The video game, just the stills, it was I think they were showing us alpha stills or something like that. If logical, if you don't mind pulling up some clips, like not video clips,
absolutely.
But would you be able?
A minute? I can definitely have that.
Yeah, could I should have thought about this before the stream started, but could you pull up a couple of stills, like pictures of the trailer?
I can get those up. Yeah, hold on, let me see.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. that looked fucking amazing. You know the scene where they're kind of scrolling past those different uniforms and shit in the middle of the trailer?
All right,
I
so
thought
one's still up right now for
Watch the
you.
full trailer yet, so throwing that out there.
Yeah, there's no trailer as of right now. We did get a
well.
teaser, I think,
the
a
teaser
couple of weeks
trailer.
ago.
The teaser trailer.
Yeah, the teaser
Yeah,
trailer, yeah.
correct.
So here's the
Yeah,
first still that I found right here. Whenever you
yeah.
pull it up.
So the teaser trailer that we're talking about, these are some stills that we're
Yeah.
getting
So this is
from the game.
Yeah. The mascots look fucking high def as fuck. Like you can even see the fucking individual threads of the goddamn head.
Yeah.
This is another one from like the back of a player helmet. That
I
looks
saw
sick as
that
hell.
and I thought that was just a helmet, like an actual helmet. I did not realize until 2 days ago that was actually a model from in the game.
Yeah, no,
That's
that was
fucking insane.
insanely good.
Yes, that is
I think this
fucking
one's a still as
insane.
well.
That I'm gonna say is not a still.
No,
I doubt that's a still. I doubt that
that's
very
not a
much.
still.
No, but Dylan Gabriel being one of the highest rated players when
This
he's
one,
my quarterback,
That is
University of
from
Oregon.
NCAA 14, dude.
that's for
That is
14.
from 4. They haven't released any like actual gameplay footage yet from anything. They've released the
Let me see.
alpha like shit, but they haven't released any actual gameplay yet.
Right here. We got this one.
Yeah, the
For-
uniform, the textures and all that shit. Like, I'm not that big of a video game nerd, but let me tell you something right now. Again, I thought these were like real jerseys. I did not think that these were actually like the video game versions of these uniforms. That is
Yeah.
fucking zoom in on that Florida one if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Like, look at the detail.
Look at this. Like you can even see the fucking individual holes in the jersey. That's sick. Not sure why the Jordan patch there though, but that's just me.
Like,
look
that's
at
fucking
this,
insane, man.
The
Like,
helmet,
graphics.
the helmet cage, the actual helmet itself. It's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, just leave that up actually if you don't mind. Just leave that up. Like, we can just just bask in the like. I know it's Florida. Fuck Florida, but leave that up. I want to like just take it in. Just take it in. Leave it there. Just leave it alone. Couple of things real quick. Akbar, I re-downloaded NFL Street 2 for my PlayStation 2 emulator because of you like a month. Oh, dude, seriously? That's great. Thank you. I'm glad that I inspired you to get that back. NFL Street 2, NFL Street in whole, that was such an underrated title back in the day. If you know, you know. And
Akbar said, "Damn it! If I was on tonight, I could ramble about backyard football for like 15 minutes."
We might be able to ramble about backyard football next week.
Onto my feed from the Sidelines Big Ten account. Big Ten teams that are confirmed so far for the new NCAA 25 game this year: Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Michigan State, Nebraska, Northwestern, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, USC, Wisconsin. Ugh,
and we also did get confirmation as well that Notre Dame is going to be in the game. We know there's been issues about that in the past, but
yeah,
confirmed.
I knew once they had the sign tap in the teaser trailer, once they had that sign tap from the alpha footage, that Notre Dame was going to be in the game. You don't do that with some generic team. Like, that's intellectual property of Notre Dame. You don't fake that. I honestly was thinking for a little bit that they were going to probably throw like the South Bend.
Oh yeah, no, there's more stills on this one too.
Game.
The Allen had sent in the tweet. There's more. There's another still there of a Michigan jersey from the Big Ten.
Yeah, and I said, I thought those were legit jerseys. I did not think that was video game generated.
I'm gonna actually share this tab instead.
Oh, dude, yeah,
there's the Big Ten one.
Like, my God. So
there's so many things that went into it, like obviously the modeling and all that.
So there's a couple of things. The Penn State running out of the gate, yeah. A couple of things. Armstrong Addy, look, yes, it's going to play like Madden. Why wouldn't it play like Madden? I don't know why people were upset about that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, this is an EA product, so it's going to play like Madden a little bit. It's probably going to have the same engine,
I think it's just because fans don't want this game to be like Madden. They want something different, and I get that. But EA puts themselves within these limitations, and they're gonna go with what they know works, especially because it feels like this game just keeps getting delayed and delayed and delayed, whatever, allegedly. So what they're gonna run on the Madden engine, and then maybe someday there'll be a different engine and different means of doing this.
So
Um,
I'm going to
Akbar
kind
brings
of
up a good point. It's because of how buggy and so low effort. Well, because the low effort, Akbar, is because, and this goes for a lot of games, is that they'd rather half-ass it and release a game half-assed and then patch everything over time and throw out all these DLCs instead of actually like going to the full 100% or as close as possible and then doing whatever.
okay. I think
It's
we're gonna get
That's
into
just
fights
become
tonight.
what it is now, and then you have companies trying to buy each other up to ruin the competition because nobody wants competition anymore because everybody wants to own the market. It's bullshit. So,
Oh boy, we're gonna
but
get in some
I
fights
think at this
tonight.
point it's like, yes, people are going to complain, but at the same time, then you're going to have the other side that's going to be like, well, just be happy you have the game in general. Now, the middle ground is, yes, we're happy to have this, but we also want something good, and we don't want it. We don't, because I'm gonna say it. This feels like the last of the most recent NASCAR games where it's like everything looks so fucking nice, but then the game could potentially plays like complete shit, and that's exactly what happened with NASCAR Ignition.
Akbar, I feel you 100%. I feel you 100%. There is a
Oh,
lot that I want to
It's
say.
fucking
did
Christ.
someone
I'm
I,
not
say
there's a
going that far,
Marxist?
man. I'm just
there is a lot that I
get
want to
that off
say.
screen, illogical. What are you doing?
Did someone say
The communist.
Marxism?
There's enough of
Hang
that in
on.
the real
Put that
world
shit
right
back
now.
up because we got you on. Hang on.
Okay,
What do you got
okay.
in your fucking hand? You got the Communist Manifesto in your fucking hand.
And if we weren't demonetized already,
Listen, I am in a Russian politics course at my university.
Okay.
what are you
I
taking
bought this
Russian politics
representation.
for?
Your university? Comrade,
Yes.
our university.
Sayo!
Okay.
God damn it, Red.
Let's get away from communist Russia and get back to the NCAA game for God's sake. Holy
I mean, you
shit.
could argue the NCAA. No, I'm not going to go there.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I hate to say it, but he's not
Okay,
wrong.
fucking Jesus. Oh my God. Just please, for the love of God.
What the f was that?
Settle the fuck down. Okay. So we have a lot to unpack. Okay. So first off, I need to address everybody in the room. We do not endorse Russia in any era in this channel. So let's be clear. Like Illogical said, his dumbass is for some reason taking a Russian political university class.
I need it for a free course elective for my graduation requirements.
You're good.
Fair
So
enough.
let's be clear. Now that we've gotten that cleared up, I'm going to go against both of you in saying that this is going to be on the Madden engine. And I'm going to explain why. This video, I've been following a lot of the fucking conversations. Yeah, Senegal, you walked in at the perfect time. I've been listening in to a lot of different people's opinions. I've been following the conversation on Reddit. I've been following the news feeds from Athlon Sports, Bleacher Report, Sports Illustrated, Newsweek. I've been following it all. My thinking is just this, right? So first off, this is not going to be, I know you said game engine, but let me be clear. In no way, shape, and form is this going to be a Madden reskin like I've been seeing a bunch of people trying to throw around over the last week. And the reason why it's not going to be a Madden reskin is because you can't reskin a game with 120 plus teams and 120 different stadiums. You just can't. Okay? Like that is an insane amount of shit that you would need to put into that game just to reskin it. And even if you tried to do that, you're going to break the fucking game so bad, you would never get it out of alpha. So let's just put that to bed. It's not going to be a reskin of Madden. Look at these fucking graphics. Look at these graphics.
I know.
That's a video game generated jersey right there. Madden doesn't have that shit. Not even on the next gen. They
Not even
don't.
on the next gen. No, like it looks like it's fucking same shit, but this here, look at they've been working on this. I believe what I've seen like 3 to 4 years, and this shit looks fucking clean.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to also say this. I can't remember the dude's name, so I don't have a source. I was listening to a podcast earlier today on my way back from picking up the PlayStation 2. And the one thing that and this dude is an insider for EA Sports. He doesn't work for EA Sports. He's just an insider. And also he's been able to get Freedom of Information Act requests from this school and that school and this school and that school. And they've been able to figure out what all they've been doing. EA Sports has received tens of thousands of pictures, images from every single school of every stadium, every tradition, every audio file of what their fans chant to the marching band formations, not only the current uniforms, but past uniforms, old school uniforms that were used 50 years ago that might be beloved to some schools. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to be in the game, but Mac Brown, thank you, Cynical. I appreciate it. His name was Mac Brown. That was the guy I listened to today. And he gave the scoop on every single thing. And basically, the long story short is he couldn't say if this was running on a new engine. It would sure as shit make sense if it was, though. Because of the fact that this whole shit is just there's a lot going into this goddamn game. Yeah, they're gonna have marching bands in the game doing the shit. Like you're probably gonna see.
Wait a minute.
You're
if we're getting marching bands in the game, does that mean we're gonna get to see Duck?
I don't think he's gonna get that NIL check, buddy. I hate to tell you. So you're saying this shit's gonna brick your laptop? If they are only able to, I don't think that EA Sports is only good in putting this on the next gen consoles to make people buy more next gen consoles. I think they're putting it on next gen because the amount of fucking memory it's going to take to download this fucking game could be on the level of fucking airplane simulator.
So that and the processing engine for this game is probably going to need to be handled by a certain engine or above, and that's what the newer gen consoles have that the old gens don't really have as much anymore because either worn out or they're just lower grade.
So yeah, you're probably going to wind up having to buy an Xbox or a PS5 to play this game.
One.
Yeah. So if you got an Xbox X or if you got a PS5, you're good to go. I got to get one. I have an Xbox One right now. But you're going to have to get to that eventually because this shit's been out for a few years now. Yeah. But no, there is nothing in my mind that tells me that this is going to be a Madden clone. Just judging off of everything that I have read, everything that I have been hearing, there is no way that this could even possibly be a Madden clone. There is so much information going into this game. You also got to think here, yeah, they're going to have Ultimate Team. Do you know how many goddamn players you're going to need to have an Ultimate Team?
Oh my
Jesus Christ. That's going to be nuts.
Like, again, how far back are they going to go?
It's going to piss people off is all the fucking microtransactions, which I hate saying it, but microtransactions are honestly going to continue to be part of the future of gaming unless like governments get involved and shut that shit down, which
I don't think they can legally do the microtransactions because like I mean at that point microtransactions are just a part of the game. It just get like whether it's buying packs or buying the in-game currency to use on said packs or whatever. That's just the way it is. Like
exactly. Like I understand that in some ways it's predatory towards kids because then they're gonna ask their parents to want to use it, or they'll go behind their et cetera, et cetera. I understand all of that. And then there's the alleged gambling and da 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 da. But like at the end, it's all about money. And the problem is like even if the government does try to shut that shit down, it's either that or they'll make the gaming companies pay money to the government, which the gaming companies won't want to do because they want that money for themselves and everybody. And then I mean, we've already got freaking people. I think, whatever, talking about how eventually it's going to get to a point where with these games, you're not necessarily buying the game, you're renting it, whatever, or that game you should be getting charged more for games for the content that's provided, which is bullshit because of the fact of that most of the time the shit doesn't even fucking work properly on launch.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if y'all have seen, but NBA 2K recently with their My Team, since we're on the conversation of Ultimate Team, their NBA 2K version of My Team recently had this thing come out where where what you can have, like whatever you have in My Team could be taken away at a moment's notice for no reason, and you can't get it back or whatever. So like you could grind for something and get it, and then like 5 minutes later, it could be, well, not like that, but it could be gone and you can't get it back or something like that, or you have to, or I don't know. I'd have to look into it more. But I saw it pop up on Twitter because of the fact, because it's basically saying, yeah, you don't like, yeah, you can spend all this money to get all this VC, or you can grind to get all this VC to buy stuff for your character, for your game, and we could just say, haha, lol, that's ours now, like it already was, and it's bullshit. It's like that you're basically stealing money right there,
So I think another thing that we need to kind of circle back to when it comes to the EA accusations is, yeah, absolutely. Madden is a sterilized corpse of a product that it used to be. That is without a doubt. Also keep in mind that, yeah, this is EA Sports we're talking about, but what I say is this. You don't have Madden teams working on this fucking game. Nobody from Madden, you might have a consult for here and there. They may be using fucking Frostbite. They may be using a whole new engine. We don't fucking know. But the Madden team has not been working on this. This is a brand new thing. So from that perspective, it gives me a lot of goddamn hope, actually. Because if you have a completely new team with new people working on it, it's going to be a new product regardless, because you're not going to have the same shit going on. Is it going to be everything we are asking for? No, you're not going to get every single little thing in there. You're not going to have create a team. I'm pretty sure we might, though. We might, you never know. We're not going to get every single player all the way back to like fucking Heisman, who was a coach and a player. I don't think you're going to be able to put Heisman on your ultimate team, right?
You're
probably only going to get You might get like Eric Dickerson. You might get like fucking Prime Bear Sanders for a player in Ultimate Team. So Ultimate Team is obviously going to be a big money driver. And also when it comes to Ultimate Team, I actually played Madden 24, and I was able to build a solid team without having to buy a single pack of Madden points VC.
I mean, yeah, fair.
So you can do it without the points. It's not as rigged as it used to be.
Fair. And I think that's probably a change that had to get made because of that, to try to get like governments and people off their backs. But even still, like, I see a lot of conversations, mostly surrounding 2K's My Team and just how all that works and whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the solution is. The problem is it sucks in some ways, because if you're a young kid trying to get into this, it's like you can grind and build, and it's going to take you forever, potentially. Meanwhile, you have other people that are going to buy the fuck out of shit and look down upon you from their thrones at the top of every leaderboard. And it's wrong. It should be a level playing field for everybody. But
sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Now, there's another thing I want to kind of discuss is something else that everybody's asking about, like the NIL, like how is that going to play in, like how much are these players going to get? From what Mac Brown is saying, the EA Sports Insider, the EA Sports is basically having a separate licensing company handle payments to the players, and it's just going to be a flat fee. They're not going to negotiate individual contracts with all these other with all these players, even like your guys like Caleb Williams, that will probably be if not featured on a team active roster, he will be in like Ultimate Team. you're probably only going to get maybe 500 to 1,000, maybe $1,200 max per paycheck and a free copy of the game. That's what I am hearing. I don't know about the free copy of the game. That's what Mac Brown, the EA Sports Insider, is saying. But that I think is, more than fair. And another thing is that it's not that EA Sports never wanted to pay the players either. Like they were totally fine with paying the players during the O'Bannon case 10 years ago. They told the NCAA, hey, we don't mind cutting the players a check if it means keeping them in the game, but we don't mind making these generic ass players that have no resemblance to the current players at all. And the NCAA was like, no, fuck it, just shut it all down.
Yeah, because and you said earlier that that EA is not going through NCAA, going through all the teams. Watch the NCAA try and shut this shit down again. I have once you said that, I'm like, oh, I have a funny feeling because the NCAA is going to want their money, and I think EA, the teams, and the players are all going to look at the NCAA and just be like, "Fuck off, you corporate ass piece of shit."
That's not going to happen. I'll tell you why. If the
never.
NCAA wanted to shut this shit down, they would have shut down EA 3 years ago when they announced the game was going to come back. They would have put a cease and desist on the NCAA. But they're not sponsored by the NCAA for this game. The NCAA name is not going to be anywhere on this game at all. NCAA is not sponsored. It might be going through the collegiate licensing company, but it's not to go through all these different schools. But the NCAA is not going to be named, so they're not going to get one fucking cent. And they can't stop it because the schools are the ones individually selling their rights to EA Sports and not the NCAA. And that's the way it was before, to be frank. That's the way it was before. EA Sports was prepared when the NCAA said, no, we're not going to put our name on this. They were like, okay, well, we'll have EA Sports College Football 15. And the other conferences were like, yeah, we don't want to get in trouble with the NCAA. We're going to pass. And one by one, they all backed out, and then there was no fucking point anymore. So the NCAA is not going to try to shut this shit down. If anything, they're going to try to get on the bandwagon with it and try to get back into that money train because that's some good royalty money, man. That really is. And, if you're in the NCAA, you're trying to get as much money as you can because you may not be around 5 years from now if you think about it.
I mean, that would be insane. Just you saying that, just that being a possibility. Like, do you actually think that's going to happen?
Possibly. And that's another conversation, but let's dive into that for a minute. So ever since the O'Bannon case happened, the genie's been kept taken out of the bottle, right? Pandora's box is opened. Everybody kind of predicted 10 years ago, like if the NCAA ever started paying their players, that's going to be the end of the NCAA. It's starting to come to pass a little bit. Not in a sense of like, oh, the NCAA is completely fucked and they're not going to be able to keep up, but in the sense of like, hey, what's the point of having the NCAA if they're really shitty at doing the thing we asked them to do? It's not so much that they are not paying the players anymore. Players are getting paid now. That's not a fucking problem. The problem is they're really bad at the one thing that they're supposed to do, which is enforce the game. If anything, this game, and I like what Kirk Herbstreit keeps on saying, needs a single commissioner. They need their own Roger Goodell to be the final point man to say yay or nay on this and be able to cover the shit show's ass when they make a controversial decision. Because if they don't do that, and everybody's going to keep suing the fuck out of each other, like what Tennessee is doing in the NCAA right now, it's going to just continue to go downhill and keep going down further from there.
The time to have somebody leading the whole fucking thing was probably a long damn time ago. And it's kind of like, and it's two completely different things, I know. But it's kind of like how you look at Major League Baseball and the need to have an actual salary cap and having the small market teams actually, actually spend money. Your name tree talked about this in his Royals video years ago. None of that shit's going to happen now because that should have happened probably back in the 90s, probably way back when. Hell, it could have freaking happened under the most recent lockout if we're being honest with you. It's never going to happen because you've been stuck doing everything a certain way for so long that, I mean, we see this in every walk of life. You try to change one little thing, and everyone gets on your ass for it because, and like, no, it needs to stay the same. It's like it's ridiculous, and
Yeah.
I think it should change. It should, if the NCAA wants to stay alive, but everybody has to pull their heads out of their asses, and it feels like they can't do that. So
The NCAA, in theory, with all this going on now, they should have restructured back in the 80s when they lost the ability to completely control conference television rights. The moment that they lost that back in the 80s was the moment they should have realized, hey, this could be a problem a few decades down the line. Maybe we ought to figure something out if it continues to grow like it has. They sat on their hands and did nothing. And it kind of one little domino turned into one massive domino that's quickly about to fall over. I'm not saying that that was the only cause, but it was the first sign of like, hey, shit could go south if they're not careful. Shit's going south in a hurry. I I want to get back to the college football video game, but I mean this video game is also a bellwether for the NCAA. Like, hey, we don't need you to have college football. And I think the sooner the conferences kind of get that through their thick skulls and assign a college football commissioner, they can keep basketball, they can keep baseball, they can keep the those are the only other two for-profit sports. NCAA doesn't really make much of anything off of football anymore. They can keep basketball and baseball if they want to. They're good at that. But in terms of football, man, they gotta get something figured out there soon. I mean, I can't remember what all the plan was that Herbstreit laid out, but he laid out a beautiful idea. And I know the NCAA was like, oh, our idea is we're going to split FBS in half and make the upper half, pay for play, and the lower half not pay for play. And I'm thinking in my head, like, that's not going to fucking work.
yeah, that doesn't fucking make sense. Like, it's already bad enough as it is in some respect, and they're trying to make it better. It's like, why would you fucking do that? Why would you split it in half? That doesn't make any sense.
Unless you are revenue sharing with everybody else and everybody else is getting the same amount of money, it's not going to work. You got to treat it like every football team is a franchise in the NFL. If you're all not getting a cut of the TV revenue and it's not equal, you're not going to be able to play for long because no one's going to have equal opportunities. And I know that's partially why they're like, well, let's just cut the Power Four off from the group of five and we'll call that good. But that doesn't change the fact that you're literally taking 120 plus teams and cutting them into two sections. And what if a group of five team is really goddamn good one year?
Yeah.
You're not like, I can't for the life of me say now that if North Dakota State wins the national championship and is undefeated for 2 years in a row, that they can compete with Alabama or Georgia or Michigan or Ohio State. That's a different level. But we know for a fact that a group of five team, a mid-major, can win the national championship of college football. Does it happen often? No. The last time it happened undisputed was BYU, and the last time it technically happened was UCF. So BYU was in the 80s, by the way. That was the last undisputed mid-major national champion. And then UCF, the NCAA recognizes them as having I don't say they have a claim, but I mean, it's all but official at this point. They have a claim to the 2017 title. More to come in that video when it comes out whenever. But
that's a tease, kids. That's what we call a tease.
Foreshadowing is a literary device. So
can be.
So
no, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, like with all these teams moving conferences, what I'm wondering is at some point, are we just gonna get to a point where you just say fuck the conferences, you have all the teams just in one fucking league, which would be a headache, I understand, but you just figure out a way to schedule everybody and make it the most random shit possible and just see what the fuck happens. Just like
Kelly came up with an idea.
Chip Kelly
came up with an idea before the rivalries.
bring up new matchups. And and if you make it that random and that widespread, then players will probably maybe want to go like everywhere, because in some respects, because the fact of that, like, now you're not competing for a conference or whatever, you're competing for literally everyone and you go to your team and you're competing against fucking everybody. It's like this whole fucking ranking and all this. I don't know.
So Chip Kelly made a hell of a proposal that I was going to make into a separate video after this one. Eventually, like I got like 12 different videos backed up, waiting for this one to get done, which it'll be done soon enough. The script should be done by the end of the week. But his proposal was like, if you're going to break off a group of 5, basically make 2 conferences of 32 teams and have those 32 teams play just against each other, and that's it. And there'd be like maybe limited crossing here and there, but focus on kind of taking it back to regionalizing the whole damn thing. So you would have in your West Coast, you'd have your Mountain Division, your Coast Division. On the Eastern half, you'd have your either your North Division or your Southern Division or whatever the fuck. Or you can have like Texas on one side or the other. And it's not perfect because you're basically forcing other teams to not play each other until literally the national championship. But then again, they don't play that often already. So what the fuck's the difference? There is a ton of different ideas out there. And I've been thinking about ways that I would fix it in terms of scheduling. But I think the first thing you ought to do is maybe expand the regular season to 14 games. That might be a good start. Just saying. You can expand it to 14 games. You can fit 2 more games a season in there, because it's also, as much as college football may not like to admit it, they are the minor league proving ground for the NFL for these players. So, they are the NFL's farm system. And if you're going to prepare these guys for the long season of the NFL, which is now 18 weeks, you need to have something similar. And need I remind you that the national champion of FCS plays 16 games if they go all the way and win the national title? I'm just saying, like, it's not that big of a fucking ask. I'm sure they would love the extra ticket revenue and TV revenue that those 2 extra games would bring them. You need to expand to 14 games. It gives you more flexibility with scheduling options. And we're going to go to a portal, I think, later on, but you got to fucking figure out the portal windows of when they're supposed to happen. And,
I think
you gotta really just forget the academic calendar. Just forget it. Like, I'm sorry. Fuck the academic calendar at this point. This is a multi-billion-dollar business now. You can't look at me with a straight face and be like, academics matter. You sure about that?
Yeah, no.
For football, no, they fucking don't.
In some respects, for like a lot, maybe not for all sports, but like for a lot of sports, it feels like that. It's football especially, and then there's a whole other thing of like people saying like, what's the point of going to college for more academics when you already learned a lot of stuff in elementary, middle, and high school? Well, by the time you get to high school, half the shit you learn. My dad and I had this conversation a while ago. School is not built for you to learn what you need to learn. It's built for what they think you need to learn, when in reality, what you need to learn, you're going to get through doing trades, doing your own research, going out and just doing shit, that's how my dad was. He literally dropped out of high school. He wanted to finish high school, but he just never did, because he didn't have the help back in his day that I had when I was going through school. And 2, it just got to a point where it wasn't for him anymore. And he wanted to go out and go do things with his hands. That's why he loves working on cars, despite his body, pissing him off all the time. He loves working on cars. You don't get that in normal school. The closest you can get with that, well, at least for me, was going to the Career Center over the bridge in Brattleboro, Vermont. Well, I wasn't doing car stuff. But exactly, exactly. And here's the thing, right? I would hear some of my classmates say, like, "Why do I need to learn this?" And I want to drop out. And back at the time, I was like, well, you need an education. That's what you're here for. And now as I've grown up and I'm doing online college myself, I've kind of already figured out my head when I'm finally done with online college, because I only take like 2 to 3 classes a semester, so I'm not overloading myself between college, work, and everything else that I want to do. You know, after that, I'm probably gonna take a break and then just figure out what the fuck to do from there. You know, because as
I
you
see
guys
you,
know, my
Akbar.
whole
I
thing
see you,
is
Akbar.
getting into journalism with sports. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen there. I'm not giving up on my dreams, but I got to figure something out there. You know,
This has been TED Talks by Alan Nadeau III. Stick around because
I
coming
honestly,
up next, Elizabeth Holmes will take the stage and tell you how to throw your ass in jail for 100 years.
fuck off.
Oh,
Kiss my
God.
ass, bitch.
So, you love it, and you know it. You love it. Uh-oh, striptease. Oh, God, we are not prepared for that. Oh, hide the children. He showed his tits. Oh, no. He showed
Hey,
the
it could be
tits.
worse. A logical.
He's a double A cop.
Alan, I don't need you to explain it. I don't need the fucking image in my head.
Akbar fan, Elizabeth Holmes was the CEO of Theranos, and she tried to, we're going way off topic. She claimed and peddled a
She's a
device.
scammer. Put it to you that
She
way.
basically scammed a bunch of millionaires out of their money, claiming she had a device for medical testing that could only use like 2 or 3 drops of blood to scan for like 50 different illnesses. And it turns out that she was a lying ass bitch. Now she's in jail. So there you go. All right, we need to go back to college football. We're way off fucking topic now. We're gonna go ahead and just. Does anybody have anything else they want to say about college football at the moment? Because
All I'm gonna say is
the video game.
I can't wait for the actual trailer to come out. I think once we get the actual trailer, that's gonna be the litmus test for how good or how shit this game could be. Again,
Absolutely.
either great looking shit gameplay or great looking and actually halfway decent gameplay. And then another thing is the modders are gonna go fucking crazy. And real quick, this is if you remember if you were a follower of Uche Nwaneri's YouTube channel, he had mods or he had gotten mods whatever for I believe NFL 2K5, and he would play that. He would like stream and play that and whatever. God, man, I would love to have seen what he would have been able to do or been able to get for for college football, because I would think there'd be. You never really hear about modding with Madden, but I would think modders would find a way to do something with the college football game.
Rest
I
in
think.
peace to Shay, man. Rest in peace to the greater Shay. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Illogical. What do you have to say about the video game?
I'm fucking excited for it. When it comes out, I'm gonna fucking buy that shit. And for the series that Red and I are doing in August, that's really all it's gonna be. It's just gonna be a voiceover with the fucking game footage for each college in the fucking background. That's just gonna be the easy way to fucking do it. Why not?
If we get there, I gotta get a good capture card. I gotta get a better TV with better graphics, so that way this shit.
Oh no! What I'll do is I'll just fucking record the footage, like all in one go, mute my mic, everything on my PlayStation, and I can just get the fucking footage from my phone. Thank God.
That'd be sick. We'll figure that out. My final thoughts on the EA game are: let's wait and see. Everybody's saying that the game's going to come out in July. I feel like that's pretty much right.
Check.
The trailer should be dropping in May or June, and the game should be coming out in late June or July, because that is the traditional time that they drop the game. Every year when I was a kid, come mid-July, the game was coming out. So 4th of July is going to be fucking lit. That's all I'm going to say there. We're going to go ahead and move on. And we alluded to this a little bit ago. College Football Playoff Committee today or yesterday, I can't remember at this point. It's been a long fucking day for me. Passed the 5+7 model for the playoffs this season. Great idea. You, me, doing a podcast of this week's games in the EA College.
That's funny. That's funny.
Like we look at the scores and stats and talk about the big stories. Yeah, we could talk about how some stupid son of a bitch from Tijuana decided to mod his kicker so bad he kicked a field goal through the fucking stadium. We could do that maybe. I don't know. Let's. All right, we're gonna switch gears to 5-7. We may go back to college football video game later, but let's talk about the playoff committee. So, I believe it was yesterday they announced that we are going to have the 5-7 model. Now, prior to this meeting, we were going to have the 6-6 model, which was 6 automatic qualifiers, 6 at large for the playoffs. And instead, now, because of the Pac 12 completely falling apart like it did, we are going to a 5-7 model, which is 5 automatic qualifiers and 7 at large bids. So, how that's going to work is
Oh boy, who's going to get fucked over this time?
The top 4 conference champions the top 4 ranked conference champions will automatically receive a first round bye. And one group of 5, the top group of 5 conference champion will also get an automatic invitation to the dance, but they, depending on their rank, may not be an automatic qualifier for the first round bye. They may just get to host a home game or something, depending on their final ranking. After that, there will be 7 at large bids, and that's in no particular order, no conference affiliations required, just the 7 best teams left over after that. And that's it. And that's going to fill out your field of 12. Interesting note before we go any further, Notre Dame, under this system, has no fucking way of making the first round bye because they don't play for a conference. So the absolute best they can hope to attain is the 5th seed in this playoff and host a home game. And goddamn, I love it when God's favorite Golden Suns get fucked over in the ass like that, because Jesus Christ, you got to be feeling salty if you're a Notre Dame fan. Holy shit. Thoughts on the change?
I mean, let's see how it works. It's going to piss people off like everything else. Probably.
Yeah, Akbar, it looks like you need some clarification. Wait, host a game. Are they not going to make every game in the playoffs just a respective bowl game? You're right. I should have been clear about that. So the semifinals and the quarterfinals will be one of the New Year's 6 bowls. So I believe, so it's going to be the same New Year's 6, cotton, peach, fiesta, orange, sugar, rose. Those 6 will rotate between the quarterfinals and the semifinals. National championship will be bidded like the Super Bowl by an independent city, but the first round will be hosted at the top ranked teams, the higher seed. So if it's 5 versus 12, the higher seed hosts the playoff game at their home stadium, the first round of the playoffs. So it's not going to be a bowl game in the first round. Not every game's a bowl game. Top seed gets home field advantage in the first round. Then in the second round, where you got to play against the conference champions, that'll be 4 of your New Year's 6s. And then the semifinals will be the other 2 New Year's 6s. So thank you for asking that question. I completely forgot to clear that up. Yeah. So attention, everybody, attention. Average Texas Mitch fan is back. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah. You're back. All right.
Yeah.
You're back?
So,
yeah, you're banned.
You're banned. Oh, God. I remember when I had to ban some poor son bitch early on. Like, I felt bad for like 2 seconds and I moved on. So, Logical, what are your thoughts on this?
In all honesty, I like it. But it's gonna create a lot of drama because there can be teams that don't like it. Obviously, Florida State. I'm also really sick with two-tape flus, but I mean, look at
fuck you.
What the was that?
But, two-type flus? Are you fucking kidding me? You can't be any more original.
Hey.
Originality with a logical? What do you expect, man?
Come on. I expect a little bit better effort.
No, I'm kidding.
You're sick with the flu, fine, but Come on, man. You got to give me a little bit more than that. You've been sitting on your ass doing nothing for the most of the stream, and just me and Alan have been going back and forth trading barbs.
I don't know what to say. I guess. But like I said, like with this, it's gonna fucking mainly be like you don't know how it's gonna be until you try it. That's the saying, and I don't know how it's gonna be. Like it's interesting on paper, but put it to the test and see how it actually goes. It's gonna be chaotic. It's college football. How the fuck is it not chaotic? It's gonna always be chaotic. It's always gonna be fucking some bullshit that happens in there. Hell, for the fucking why not put a Mountain West team in the fucking 12th seed if you're fucking brave enough?
I would say that a lot of people are like, oh, regular season games are going to mean so much less now thanks to this 12-team expansion. No, they're not going to mean any less to the fans that enjoy them. Like, does Ohio State and Michigan going to mean less now than it did a year ago? No. Yeah, you think that there's still not going to be fucking stakes? Like, you keep in mind, like these guys are playing pretty much nonstop from, they could potentially have to play from October until the end of January without a bye week if you don't win your conference and you're not one of the top conferences, not one of the top conference champions for the first round bye. So you could be playing with very little rest for the next like 3 or 4 months if you don't get that first round bye. So, in my opinion, that makes it mean a hell of a lot more. It also means a hell of a lot more when you're talking about recruiting, thanks to the way transfer portals and NIL is structured. It's going to mean a fuck ton more because if you can make the playoffs and if you can make automatic first round buys and guarantee your ass is going to a fucking New Year's Six, holy shit. Imagine the recruiting. Imagine the money you're going to get extra from those bowl games. So, of course, it's going to mean a lot more.
Yeah.
Well,
so speaking of recruiting, might have been a couple of weeks ago, but I had seen something like Florida is having a hard time like raising money, University of Florida to be exact, like raising money, like, and they're not getting getting recruits and shit like that. I might have sent that on Discord. I don't remember. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you've read it.
Are you talking about Group of Five? Because I'm pretty sure Florida Gators are having a pretty easy time of raising NIL money.
No, it was with the Gators, I believe.
Really?
I'd have to re-find it, but
because I know for a fact that Tulsa's head coach had a press conference the other day, and he talked about their NIL efforts, and he was talking to a kid he was trying to get that's currently on the bench for a Power 5 school, Power 4, I guess now, the Power 4 conferences. He's not getting any playing time. He's looking for playing time. And he's talking about, I make like $8,000 or $9,000 a month right now thanks to my NIL deal, and I'm sitting on my ass. What can you offer me? I got a dog, I got an apartment, I got a girlfriend. He's like, well, the coach literally told the recruit this. This is his words. He said, well, first, get rid of the dog, get rid of the girlfriend, get rid of the apartment. We'll put you in dorms, we'll put you in university housing, and we'll discuss the figures in person for your NIL deal. But I can promise you it's not going to be no $8,000 or $9,000 a month. These Group of Five schools don't have as deep of pockets as these Power 4 schools because they're small. If you're a school like Stanford, Cal, USC, Ohio State, and you have literally tens of thousands of alumni making decent fucking cash that can donate to your program, or you sent players to the pros and they're able to make six-figure donations to your NIL fund. Because, like, I know CJ Stroud made a 6 or 7-figure donation. I think it was like a couple $100,000 to Ohio State's foundation fund for the NIL recently. A lot of these Group of Five schools just don't fucking have that. Not their fault.
It says here between 50 and 100,000 is what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So you don't have that with these Group of Five schools, and they gotta be really, really careful about how they spend their money. Now, does that mean that there's no chance that they can compete? No. I keep in mind, Boise State, when they won the Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma back in 2007, 2008, they were composed of a bunch of guys that, frankly, not really, hardly any of them went to the NFL. So, that you could say, well, that was 15 years ago. Okay. Yeah, that was 15 years ago. University of Cincinnati, another school that just recently got to the Big 12. So they're finally with the big boys. But a couple of years ago, they were in the college football playoff, the final 4 teams in the country. Yes, they got bounced by Alabama, but they didn't have the fucking resources that Alabama has to get to that spot. And yet they still made it there. So you can still recruit, you can still get talent that can play. You can still get a coach from another school or another program that can coach extremely well. You can find an assistant coach from Ohio State and make him a head coach at your school, like what they did with Luke Fickell, and turn your program into a potential national champion runner-up, for God's sake. That's what happened with the University of Cincinnati just a few years ago. It can still happen now. It's just a lot harder because these kids that are transferring in or out, they're also 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. And I'm going to be 29 on Saturday, by the way. I'm turning 29 this fucking week. But a lot of these kids, they're also not making decisions, rationally sometimes. They're chasing money. They're not chasing playtime, in a sense. Some of them are getting the bag. Others are trying to get the rock, trying to hold the football. Average Mitch, if you want a
Johnson,
shameless plug, Mitch, if you want to understand NIL, go watch my video on NIL. Shameless plug over.
Yeah, whatever. It's your own content. Who gives a shit? It's not someone else. It's your own.
All right. It's complicated, but it is possible. But in terms of 5-7, I mean, this is actually going to help the group of 5 schools out. How many times have we seen in the last few years a group of 5 school like a UCF or a Cincinnati get easily into the top 10, but they can't crack the top 4? Like, they can get into the top 12 easily, but they ain't going to make the top 4. This is going to give more schools a chance. You could easily see a situation where, you could easily see where a school like Liberty could make it back into the top 12, be a conference champion, but may not be the top-ranked conference champion because another group of 5 school happened to win their conference title, and they were ranked above Liberty. Back in the day, Liberty would have been on their ass. Now, because of this change, having 7 at-large bids instead of 6, it might open the door for another group of 5 schools to sneak their way in.
Yeah, but somehow, some way, the NCAA is going to fuck them over, fuck those group of 5 teams over because, we want more name recognition. Also, fuck Liberty for reasons not football related. Not going to say it on here. Look it up on your own time.
Anything illogical needed to do something real quick. Let me be clear. The NCAA is not in charge of the College Football Playoff Committee.
Okay, then the committee's going to fuck them over. We know how this works.
The committee has already shown in the past that they're willing to give a group of 5 school a chance. They did it with UC, for God's sake. They made that mistake with UCF. They learned with it, and they gave UC a chance. Did it fail? Sure. But they gave them a chance. And now with 12 teams, they're going to be more willing to give more chances. I mean, are you going to say that a 2-loss Texas, who lost bad to, say, a Pittsburgh and a unranked Oklahoma in our wet dreams, deserves to be in over a 12-1 group of 5 school over in a top 12 ranking? I wouldn't. It's going to depend on obviously context and situations. And I know Liberty wasn't a match for Oregon. Okay. I know. I fucking hear it. I get it. Okay. I fucking get it. But you got to give them a fucking chance. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting these lawsuits and antitrust because you're basically monopolizing and doing everything you can to keep the group of 5 schools out. Hell, the Bowl Coalition Bowl Lines, they literally told these mid-majors to fuck off and that they weren't allowed to play. And they got their asses sued to hell over it and became the BCS.
And then that became a shit show.
That became a shit show because they trusted computers way too fucking much back in the early 2000s.
Yeah. It's just the whole thing with all of this that I see is that there's a reason why.
Bar. What the fuck did I do to you?
There's a reason why they don't want. They look at the mid majors like, well, you guys don't get the top recruits. You guys don't get the big money. So why the fuck should we let you in when we know you're gonna get blown out? The thing is that there's always the possibility for the Cinderella run, and it's just like even if it goes one round, and it's like the NCAA has never really wanted that because they only want because then it also boils down to ratings, which means more money. So
okay,
money?
so
I love money.
All right, Mr.
Holy
Krabs.
shit, what the fuck? Akbar. I did not mean to offend your booner sooner ass. Okay, I'm sorry. Give him, Mitch. Give him. We're gonna have Red River Shootout, right? Well, not River Showdown, whatever the fuck it's called right now in the chat.
Red Rubber Shootout. Red Rubber Shootout.
Red Rubber Shootout. Where the fuck's Duck? Okay, so
that's a point. You got
it. I keep on getting these notifications, so I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. Apparently, during the meeting, and this keeps coming across my news feed as I'm doing the stream, there were serious discussions of expanding the playoff even further to potentially 14 or 16 teams in 2026.
I will check that right now. Give me a minute to check.
There was serious discussions that they are going to expand the playoffs in 2026 to either 14 or 16 teams. Which, if that happens, that renders your whole argument.
They are discussing it.
Yeah. So that is a potential possibility starting in 26. So, Alan, if that happens, that kind of renders your entire doomsday prophecy as moot.
It's not mine. You have to look at it the way the NCAA has looked at it for all this time. You have to look at it how each version of the committee has looked at it for all this time. They all have one fucking mindset, and that is, yes, we want the best teams to play, but also we want the teams that have the name recognition, that have the money, that have the players, and all this other stuff. And yes, it fucks over the little guy. It fucks over David when you have to go against 50 million Goliaths. But
you got a supporter in the chat. Mel Up to Grow says 5 and 7, in my opinion, is still going to keep out the mid majors. Except for the top ranked mid major, that'll be automatically in there. Then sure, that's a possibility. But
so the other, and then that's the thing is that I feel like it's kind of like how people are gonna I feel like the purists or the people that are diehard pro NCAA, whatever the fucking case may be. Because like I said, I'm willing to give this all the chance in the world. But what I fear is that people are gonna see the mid majors constantly getting blown out every year, and they're going, see. Also, when you posted that picture of yourself to Discord, I said you looked like independent wrestler Brian Malonis. He's actually from my home state of New Hampshire. He used to be with ROH. Now he still wrestles up here in the Northeast, and also as one of two wrestler instructors.
Logical, can you go to the Discord and pull that picture up? I'm gonna make an ass of myself. The picture I sent of me at the Buckeye game the other week when I was in Columbus.
No, and Alan, I remember I replied to you and I said, "No, he looks like Wally the Green Monster."
Jesus fucking Christ! No,
you guys are assholes.
Hey, I said my shit with respect. Okay.
Holy shit! We got more Mountaineers fans in the chat. What the? Fuck?
Oh, good God!
Y'all can't fucking get away from me, can you? I made one bad video. I feel like I'm gonna do the same thing to the Oregon Ducks at some point and Helvetica's just going to bring all of his boys from Canada in and just raid my shit and just try to kill me.
You don't need to. You've got me.
You're like JD McDonough. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god!
Don't you ever compare me to JD? Don't Google me. Fuck off.
JD,
Fuck
don't
off.
Google me.
Right
Okay.
there.
Okay. Okay.
What the was that?
I have to stop you fuckers right then and there. Jesus Christ. Shut up.
This ain't no ballet, motherfucker. This is for real. Come on.
That was an accidental click, and I was too stubborn to turn it off. Anyway.
Okay, so Red, that's okay. You'll have to pull it up on the screen, but I just, that's Brian Malone.
I can kind of see it. Sure. I can see the resemblance.
You look like him with more beard. You look like him with more beard.
Sure. I kind of look like trailer trash. I agree. Yeah, that's funny.
My fucking God. Really? God damn. He's not trailer trash. Fuck off.
Oh, God, I'm just fucking with you. I don't mean it. Akbar, I made a boo-boo. So the way my shit's set up, right, is I have both clips that I use for games that I'm streaming and clips that I use for the live stream kind of stacked on top of each other. So as I was scrolling up on my thing to switch it off and switch over back to comments, it played this.
This ain't no ballet, motherfucker. This is for real. Come on.
Which also happens to be above this.
What? Are you an idiot?
Which is also above this.
What the was that?
Do you get my point? We're running this shit by the seat of our pants. Who the fuck is Case O? I can't. Somebody enlighten me. I'm not familiar with Case O.
Oh, I will gladly share this. Oh, you were gonna. Oh, I see it.
And you guys haven't even seen the fucking picture that I sent to Discord. Oh no. Oh no, what? Oh, god damn it.
Oh, there it is. You got called the 1x1 Lego piece. There it is.
Okay. So look at him. Look at me. Look at him. Now look at me. We're not the same. You know how I know we're not the same? Because his hairline is not Napoleon's fucking army in full retreat. So, but if I had grown my hair out 6 years ago with a good beard, sure, I'd be looking like a depressed ginger outside of a Waffle House too. Anyway, we're gonna move on again. Yes, it is Akbar fan. That was clips from Blitz the League because those guys just talked the biggest shit back then. All right. So anyway, fucking college football playoffs. I honestly am all right with them expanding it out to 16 games. FCS has like 22 teams, I think, right now in their playoffs, something like that. So I mean, obviously, you can.
I'll just fact check to make sure because we.
I know like Division 3 is like 32 teams. Division 2 is like 28, 24. And FCS is like 22 or 24.
FCS has actually expanded because for this coming season they're going to be going to 24.
Oh, they are going to 24?
They are going to 24, yeah.
All right, that makes sense. So then, obviously, we already know at these levels, these lower levels, we can do this. So the fact that they don't already is just fucking stupid, right? They need to fucking do it. All right, we're going to move on to our last topic that we had listed here. The NCAA told the coaches about transfer the other day to fucking suck it. They came out because a bunch of coaches have been complaining about how free these kids have been able to transfer to other schools kind of at the drop of the hat, it seems like, unless you actually look at the fucking portal and how it all works. And the NCAA basically told them to go fuck themselves. And that the transfer portal, they're not going to impede the movement of their players. I believe that was the quote from the president of the NCAA. I'll take your comments
Former governor of
now.
Massachusetts, mind you.
I will start off by saying that I don't think the coaches were trying to say we don't like transfers happening at all. We need to do something to stop all these transfers. I think that what they were trying to get across is, hey, maybe our transfer windows maybe shouldn't be in the middle of the goddamn season or in the middle of bowl season. And there needs to be a special transfer window for football so that way they can fucking wait until the end of their bowl commitment. I believe that these kids should be allowed to transfer one time without penalty. That was a stupid rule that they had back in the day, where you would have to fill out a mountain of paperwork and then sit on the bench as a redshirt for one season. That was stupid.
Yeah.
I also believe that you cannot, in good conscience, have basically a free agency window open up right at the start of the playoffs. If this was the NFL and you had that happen, holy shit, could you imagine the fucking shit that would go down?
Right.
Like, good Lord.
I think it's better. Like, I propose this. If your team is in the college football playoff or in any bowl game, the transfer window does not open for you yet until your bowl game is complete. If your team is in the college football playoff,
everybody else, it's either everybody waits or nobody waits.
No, because
I think Mel makes a very good point.
I'm gonna get to my point in a minute.
Mel makes a good point right here, though, is that coaches are moving out well before the portal. Now they're crying wolf, and I agree with that perspective too. You need to lock down the coaches as well. But logical, finish your point.
Let's go. Like you would not be eligible to call or to make the call to transfer until your team is out of basically either your bowl game is finished or your team's been eliminated from the playoffs. Transfer window, I believe, should open a few days or up to a week after the national championship game concludes. That gives everyone enough time to, get their last reps in with the team, get full stats for the entire season plus bowl / playoff game or games. Gives everyone enough time to, show other schools, hey, we're good. I'm good. Come take me. If you offer me good, I will come to your school and I will play for you. Because the more stats you can get in, the better. And plus, with that window opening a week after the national championship game, there are going to be teams that will be very well rested by then. There are going to be players that will be well rested by then. By that point, you should have your portal shit set and ready to go. Come to spring and whatnot, you have everything somewhat set in stone. And when that portal, I guess, slams shut after, 60-day portal, 60, 90-day? I don't know what it is.
Those only 30-day portal windows. But anyway,
30-day windows, right.
Alan, what do you think?
I mean, Mel made a great point. Coaches are moving it will before the transfer board. Now they're crying. Yeah, exactly. Like, I see your point there. Again, and I think this leads some credence to coaches maybe not wanting to put up with it anymore because, I don't know. It's all kinds of weird because it's going to become a thing where you're going to hear a lot of these coaches getting pissy about this and everybody telling them to fuck off until we start getting younger coaches that actually understand where the players are coming from and are willing to work with the players on this stuff. Because the older coaches they're going to be the old man yelling at cloud meme about this stuff.
So my whole thought process on this
You got muted. You got muted. You muted.
Yeah, your audio's fucking up.
It's a shit show. Yes, it is.
And he's dead. After they've killed him.
We'll be back. Everybody sit tight.
Killed him.
Everybody relax.
Give me a goddamn second. My microphone took a shit on me.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
It is in my professional opinion that would be the time to panic.
Yes.
For my part.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
And yet I can't fucking hear. I can't hear you.
Who
I got no
can't
return
you
on
hear?
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I'll be right back.
Oh no.
Shit, I can't end the stream. I can't leave it. Fuck.
Just
Damn it.
you can leave the stream room open.
Fuck it.
I've had
We're
to
just gonna
freaking get out of my streams with the stream room still open and restart my goddamn laptop multiple times before. You're good as long as the stream room is still open. You're fine.
All right, fuck it. Now I had to go back to my old shitty setup because this fucking piece of shit that I got for $15 has a stroke when one of my headphones goes fucking dead, and I have to change it. Fuck.
Like
we got Michigan and Virginia fans fucking
play nice, kids. Hey, kids, children, play nice. Be nice in the chat. Don't go fucking killing each other now. I'll let you chant horns down all you want, but you know, as long as you can tastefully cry, kiss it, you incest loving mountaineer. Anyway, so
What the was next?
that was too far. I apologize to the Mountaineer faithful.
Go with the meta ass meme in the comments. Good lord.
We're not going to bring that up here, logically. We're not going to bring that up.
You know, kids.
We're not going to bring that up in this time. We'll bring that up in another day, but not today. So,
Akbar.
The bridge was already the bridge was already bombed. It wasn't burned, it was bombed out. I already did that they shut down about 2 weeks after I dropped the Mountaineers video. The actual bridge connecting Ohio and West Virginia was closed.
We have a hell sighting.
They fucking hate me there. And I never did anything to offend them until that video. I had nothing against West Virginia at all. What were we talking about?
We have Helv in chat. At least
hey, Helv.
Like my brother doing 0-14 in lacrosse.
Ooh. Damn, that sucks.
Damn, anyways, son, where'd you find this?
That sucks. Anyways, so moving back into the conversation. I agree with Mel that if you can't lock the coaches to their schools to the end of the season, then why do you have any right to lock the players?
That's what I'm saying.
I would say that if you are in, if you're asking me, you need to have a rule like what they have in the NFL where you can't start to look for other coaches until a certain point in the postseason. Let's say, if I think the rule is like you got to wait until like conference championship week or something to look at other NFL coaches. I can't remember what the rule is specifically, but it's not like a regular season ends. You can start looking for coaches right away. You got to wait until a certain point. You can fire coaches and you can run it with your assistants all you want, but you can't walk away. And I think that's what you got to do here if you're college is you got to make a rule. It's like all coaches have to remain with their teams until their bowl commitment is over or their regular season commitment is concluded and there's no bowl games. Same as the players. You got to stay with your team until you're done and there's no other games to play.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be extremely simple to do and just insert that in and make them all re-up their contracts that way.
Texas Michigan saying, "Welcome to the Red community," and Red himself in Mountaineer Bullying Hour.
That's too real. Oh man, wait until I hit Virginia Tech. The Mountaineers will love me after that. Yeah, exactly, Mel. A tampering rule. Don't talk to the coaches until the playoffs are over. I agree 100%. There needs to be a rule like that in place, which would also help delay signing day for recruiting. It'll help you out with recruiting because teams will actually have their shit together for longer. And you're not going to have schools just trading coaches deep into February like we just went through with Bill O'Brien and Chip Kelly, for example. So, yeah, unless you got fired, that's different. Like, if you're a school and you fire your coach, you're going to have to run with your assistants until the very end. But if you're the fired coach and you get hired by another school that already fired their coach, that's another subject. You got a really dark joke in my head about you, Red, with Virginia Tech there. I think I know what you're alluding to, and we're going to put that one firmly in the wastebasket.
From Help, my honest opinion, financial penalty if you poach a coach. Damn, that's some bars. During postseason or regular season, it's terrible, but it works. Yay, more money.
Well, I mean, it's not like you're Texas. Not every school's Texas A&M firing Jimbo Fisher with still 6 figures up on his fucking contract. So, oh God. There are a ton of ways you can go about fixing that problem. But I think since both the player and the coach are members of the football team, you could just make a blanket rule that no members of the football team can be like fired or willingly leave the team until their commitments to the team have ended without some sort of a penalty like, oh, you can't like if you're a player and you leave early try to go to another school, for example, and try to transfer to another school before bowl season is over, like if you illegally visit or something like that, that could be a penalty. So the coaches, same thing, like they could incur, like they could lose their contract payout, or they could be suspended from coaching for the first 2 weeks of the season. Something simple and minor. And not football related, but wrestling is another thing that is close to my heart. Rest in peace to Sting's father, the great wrestler Sting. His father passed away, and that's very unfortunate. So rest in peace to his father.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is all I really had for topics at hand. And now we're just going to kind of shoot the shit here for a few minutes because there's been some shit said tonight that I want to clear up. Okay. Number one, West Virginia. I'm going to go solo on this one because I feel like I have to talk to Mountaineer Faithful every other week on this fucking show. We've only been doing this for a month now, for God's sake. West Virginia. I do not hate you. That's all. Now, as for everybody else, I mean, a lot was said tonight in regards to the video game world.
If you want him to come talk to you in any sort of way beyond this platform, you got to pay up for that.
We're not doing that. This is not no. I don't do no OnlyFans. I don't care if y'all saw my feet last week when I dropped my phone. That's a hell to the no. We are a God-fearing, family-friendly Christian YouTube channel.
No,
Can't say that
the
with a
fuck
straight
we're
face.
not.
Oh my God. We got to get back on topic.
Fuck that and you know it. Fuck that and you know it.
Mel, quick, back to the 5-7 format. Jesus. Settle down.
What the f was that?
Order in the goddamn stream. Mel, I think for it to work, they have to set a number of conference at large in the college football playoffs. They kind of did already. Alan, you got to get yourself together, dude.
Hey, Illogical is antagonizing in the chat. Shut up.
Oh my God. You know what? Illogical. No. Just for that, we're going to send you backstage. You need to settle down there, buddy.
God, okay.
Get your shit in order. Come back to me when you want to talk right. We're not doing OnlyFans. Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Okay. I think if they get to 16 teams, you'll be able to have every single conference automatically qualify for the playoff if you wanted to, Mel. But do we really want the Sun Belt champion to be guaranteed a playoff spot every year?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Do we?
Chaos.
Is that really what's best for college football?
Yes. Chaos. Give us chaos.
I need a better explanation than chaos. I love a good bit of chaos, but I need a better explanation.
Chaos makes money.
It also makes fucking body.
We all know the NCAA people love money. They want money. Give chaos.
Oh, Lord.
Chaos creates cash. That cold, hard, green cash.
Mel, you are wrong. West Virginia, the state, gave you Randy Moss, but that's Marshall you're thinking of, not the University of West Virginia. Is that right? Oh my God. Angry Mob Supplies. I just saying, just so it's not a Big Ten SEC. I actually meant to bring this up. Thank you for reminding me about this, Mel. The SEC and Big Ten are lobbying during these discussions to try to gain more automatic qualifiers for the playoffs should they expand.
Fuck off.
Yeah, no. I'm not down with that either. No.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the exact shit I'm talking about. Because again, you look at the college football playoff, I understand a lot of it is like the best teams being at the top from some of these freaking conferences, especially usually having two SEC teams in the top four every freaking year. But to then make it blatant and say, yeah, no, you're getting more automatic bids. No, not allowed.
No. I mean,
down.
Yeah, I mean, no, in no way in hell do I think that that's something that should fucking happen in any universe. If we got to like a March Madness system in FBS, I could kind of see their point, but that also doesn't mean dick at this level. I mean, you're not going to have 32 teams in FBS in a playoff anytime soon, if ever.
Yeah.
So it's a silly idea. They could do a power grab move, but ultimately, at the end of the day, in order for any changes to happen for the playoff committee, they have to vote unanimously on it. Every single member conference has a representative there. So you could have had Wazoo or Oregon State, for example, say, you know what, we want to keep 6-6. And they would have had to do it because they would have not had a way to stop it because it's got to be a unanimous decision. But they went with it because they want to be negotiating in good faith. And that's something that that a lot of people forget about is that down the road, this isn't going to be the last negotiation that they have to do. And if they want to be able to continue to negotiate in good faith to get sort of what they want, you kind of have to do that. So, just keep that in mind, whenever you're talking about fucking anything in that regard. Like, that's just.
Fuck.
Dude, you sound like you're dying.
Chuck, trust me, I wish I was fucking old Yellard right now. Take a minute.
Let's not go there.
Dude, I fucking. Oh my god, I sound like shit.
I mean, that's all the time with you anyway, but that's beside the point. So, look, yeah, Mel, I know 32 is extreme. 16 or 12 team tournament would work. We're gonna get a 12. We might get a 16 after 2026. It depends on how well 12 works.
But
everybody kind of.
I kind of want to think about this for a second. Like a 32 team college football playoff. That would be fucking very interesting. I kind of want to see that. I don't know why I want to see that, but I kind of want to see that.
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
But I mean, if we're on the topic of expanding tournaments, I mean, I think there's one tournament that we need to talk about that I believe is getting expanded or is in talks of being expanded as well. And Greg, you know damn well what I'm talking about.
What?
March Madness.
Yeah, we brought that up last week a little bit, the March Madness potentially being expanded as well.
Yeah, like, this is going to be, like, I think they either agreed to, I don't know what the status on that one is, but I believe they did announce that. Let me look.
Well, either way, it's not football related, so we shouldn't even be discussing it on this shit, but whatever. We can discuss it for a second.
Yeah. Let's see. Because I don't know, because I heard of it.
We're going to let you figure that out. So I'm going to just kind of guess here that if you look pretty hard into, I don't think in any realistic scenario for FBS, I know Division 3 has like 32 teams in the playoff system, but that's Division 3. Much smaller schools, much easier to negotiate in terms of, getting teams moving left and right. They're also very regionalized in Division 3. So, like in Division 3, your playoffs are going to be in neighboring states for the first 2 rounds before you go anywhere close to anybody else. So, you're going to be playing maybe 1 or 2 guys in your region before you get to a much bigger region in the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. And then all bets are off after that. The difference is with FBS, these guys are already playing each other all the fucking time. And you're already flying cross country all the fucking time already. Do you really want to incur that much expense transporting an entire 100-man football team across the country every week to all these different locations? That's really goddamn. That's all. I don't know how much money that tournament will make. It'll make a lot. I don't know about enough to offset those costs. Yeah, another thing, system that's going to be on the College Football 25, it's going to be next gen. We talked about that top of the show a little bit, but it's going to be next gen. And the reason why I think it's just going to be next gen is and they will have it on PC too. Don't worry, you PC fuckers. They will have it on PC too. But the reason why it's going to be next gen for college football video game is because of the fact that they are putting so much goddamn shit into this game. So many stadiums, so many details, and there's no way you could throw it into an Xbox One without it blowing up. That's what I'm hearing from sources online. So that's what's more likely going to happen in this case. Guys, we're going to open up the comments. If you guys have any questions about anything college football related, please feel free to ask it, and I will answer them to the best of my abilities. It could literally be about anything. Mel with a question: what system are you guys going to play the game on? I will probably get an Xbox Series X. I currently have an Xbox One, I will probably get an X before the game comes out so I can play it. And that's what I'll do. What about you guys?
I'm playing it on PS5.
So if I get it, I get it. I just hope it's not fucking shitload of money out the wazoo, because if it is, then I'm yeah.
I believe an Xbox X is like $450 right
No, I
now.
meant the game. Like if the game is fucking expensive out the wazoo.
Well, I mean, it's going to be
Oh,
going
it's
for
gonna be
the
like
average
$70,
price.
Alec. Come the fuck on. It's
Yeah,
a new
it's going to
game.
be.
No, I know that, but you know what I mean. It's like I want to get the next WWE game, but like it's like 70, 100 something, and then like 170 depending on which version you're getting. It's like,
Oh
Jesus.
yeah, no.
Just get the basic. You don't need to
Just
get no
the
deluxe
basic
bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you buy the Lamborghini when the Acura drives just fine?
Yeah, and I would, even though you know, but I also don't need my mother on my ass, even though it's my fucking money. So, you know,
Yeah, I about wanted to say fuck your mother, but I don't want to say that.
I
I
mean,
kind of.
honestly, that's kind of how I feel sometimes. Do I love her? Yes, but do I like how she pushes me sometimes with some of the stuff? No. There's other things, or there's other things I don't necessarily agree with, and that I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, West VA, dude. I am probably going to get the basic version because I've never bought the deluxe version for any video game once in my life, and I don't ever plan to because that's a lot of fucking money. I am poor. Okay, don't let the donations by this sumbitch and the other sumbitch at the 1,000 subscriber stream fool you.
I did too.
I am broke
I
as
did too.
and illogical and others fool you guys. Just because y'all threw me $150 that night does not mean I'm rich. I am broke as shit. I had to get I had to wait for my federal return to come in to get a goddamn PlayStation 2 for fuck's sake. So yeah. I'm gonna get the basic edition, and I will be totally satisfied with that. And Mel, we talked about this a little bit earlier too, but to sum it up, even there's going to be microtransactions in the game. That's kind of how most video games operate now. There's going to be some microtransactions in there, but I will say, playing Madden 24, Ultimate Team, that you don't have to have a lot of your own personal money sunk into a team to build a good Ultimate Team in Madden anymore. A couple of years ago, if you weren't buying Madden points, you weren't going to get a good team. But I played it for a few weeks, and I had a pretty good team after just a few days, and I was actually able to win some games and compete. So, and I'm about as much of a noob to Ultimate Team as anybody else. I rarely play it. So,
yeah,
there you go. All right, what other questions do we got, guys? We got open floor right now.
I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna try to get some sleep because.
All right, you go on, Illogical. Thank you for showing up tonight, man. Appreciate you.
Oh, what? Real quick, Illogical. Before you go, I don't know if you saw in private chat, AEW is bringing Dynamite, and I'm assuming Collision as well, to Worcester in early April, right after Mania.
I
weekend.
saw that. Yeah, I did. I saw that. Yeah.
That all I know is that if you follow the Indies and you follow Wrestling Open, I bet Drew Cordell is gonna be on the phones trying to get anybody and everybody for Wrestling Open. That might be the biggest Wrestling Open.
Who knows?
That might be the second time ever Wrestling Open gets sold the fuck out. Because last time was the Last Stand during the week of New Year's last year, which I was there for, and I would definitely be there on the third or on the day after.
Yeah,
you know,
we'll see.
So, yeah,
but anyways, see you guys.
See you. All right. So another question from Average Texas Mitch fan: timetable for the 14 playoff vid? Yes. Okay. I figured this was going to come up at some point tonight, so I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. So I have a birthday on Saturday. I'm turning 29 on Saturday. I know my balding ass is still under 30. It's a miracle I'm still living. Anyway, here's where we're at with the video right now. I am currently still writing it. If you guys have been following along, if you guys want to keep up to date with me, follow me along on the community tabs that I post there pretty much almost, if not daily, any other day. every other day. But basically, I took a trip to Columbus in early February, a couple weeks ago. And I spent a 3-day weekend in Columbus to just fucking get away from there. While I was there, I did work on the script a little bit. I spent most of my time drinking in the bar, naturally. I came back. I got to work a real job too, because this shit, no one's fucking sponsors this shit. Are you kidding me? Lord. Thank you for the early birthday wishes, guys. I appreciate y'all. They are having the HBCU Senior Bowl on Saturday, but I will be celebrating my birthday with family, so I will not be able to stream that, sadly. That's why we don't have anything coming up immediately for spring games. But anyway, the video, it's coming along. It's right now, I just wrapped up writing for 2018. So I'm over halfway done with the script. I should have that shit fully done by the end of this week. And then I should be able, and then I'm going to proofread it and start actually churning out the production side of it this weekend. If not this weekend, then early next week. And I am hopeful to have it done within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I know that y'all that have been following me for a while are probably used to me putting out a video at least twice to 3 times a month. I get it. You know, in December I published 3 videos. In January I published 4 videos. In November I published 5, and in October I published another 4. So I am used to getting out 1 video a week, but that's it's going to take some time. I mean, the BCS video was the most detailed fucking and longest video I've ever made, and that was the length of about 80 minutes. I'm looking at right here, 1 hour and 20 minutes. The Alliance video, I rushed that shit and got it done within a half hour, but that was just because I was trying to get it out before the national title game. I'm not rushing this. And I know a lot of you guys are telling me shit like, take your time and we'll be here for you. I'm not going to wait until the spring games start to get it out. I'm going to try to have it out in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to do the best I can. But naturally, I also have 2 kids to take care of because if you believe it or not, some woman let me have sex with her and I was able to have 2 kids before she promptly divorced me. So, a little too personal there, but it is what it is. We're on good terms, by the way.
Man.
It's all good. We're on good terms. It's fine. Kids are happy, and that's all that matters. But anyway, the point is that I'm gonna take my time with it. I was really hoping to have it done by the end of this month. Not gonna happen. So I'm gonna try to have it out sometime in March. Mid-March is the current goal. And then right around the end of March, we're going to start doing the live streams again with the UFL coming back. We're also going to be we're going to live stream some spring games. I looked at the spring game schedule coming up, and we're going to do some live streaming of those, but those don't start till April. Like there's a couple of schools, like Hawaii has their spring game in about a week or 2, but they don't broadcast it. So, and I don't think you guys give a shit if I broadcast the Hawaii spring game. So we're going to wait until, some of the bigger schools get their spring games going, and then we'll figure that out. I don't know how the UFL is going to go. Yeah. And also, I also going to have a side project. So, for those of you that don't know, I work really closely with the USF, which is United Shitposting Federation. It's a meme competition that I actually founded on the Urinane Tree subreddit years ago. We still have it going strong. And it's literally that. We make memes in a competitive format about various sporting topics depending on the week. And part of that is me on the USF Network YouTube channel making weekly recaps of week-to-week competition. It's not as grand as these videos I make. and they don't take as long to make either. But that's also going to be something else I'm going to have starting up. I want to say in May when the fucking regular season starts back up. Yep. And they have their own little March Madness. So if you guys are on Reddit, go to the Are Your Name Tree subreddit on Reddit. That's where you'll find the USF shit. And then there's also a Discord as well. So just give that a look if you don't mind. But no, the college football video, playoff video, will be out in the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping, and we'll just go from there and see what the fuck happens. That's the hope. What else you guys got for me, Alan? You got anything for me?
Working on shit. I got wrestling shows to go to this weekend, so
yeah. What you got coming up? You want to plug anything for your
content will
YouTube
come up
channel?
from
Follow
that.
this son of a bitch too, guys. Follow this son of a bitch too. He's on YouTube.
I mean, NASCAR just came back, so I'm gonna try to do more of the race reaction stuff. But then again, I'm not doing it for this weekend because I've got wrestling to go to. Really, aside from that, procrastination's a bitch, and I want to get back into making more content, but it's more so just finding the time and the motivation to do it.
Right.
But I'm going to.
I hear that.
So.
All right, guys. So if you don't have anything else to add to this conversation, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night. We will be back. Oh, here we go. Last one from Mel, and I think we're going to call it for the night. Will Ohio State be the college football playoff next season? I honestly believe they will. I believe they will. I don't see a
Yeah, 'cause you
scenario where
just
they
can't
don't.
stand when they're not there.
We're not starting a fan Discord server. Not yet. We need to be a lit. I'm not going to get my balls aren't that big yet to run a Discord server for this channel quite yet. So, but if you want to follow along and say hi on the Urinane Tree subreddit is a link to the Urinane Tree Discord. You'll find me there. You'll find the link to the USF Discord there as well. So there you go. So I think that's it. I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night. So we had a logical here. That's Alan Nadeau. Give him a shout out. Give him a follow. Illogical makes some good shit on his YouTube channel. He's not always a sick son of a bitch with flu. So he makes some good stuff. Give him a shout. And thank you again for joining us this evening for a wonderful, lovely, definitely very PG talk about college football. So I have been Red. It's been a pleasure. And I will see you guys back here live next week when we have more shit to talk about. Till then, be careful. Take care. Good night.